Hey guys, here's everything that's sold on eBay and Amazon in the last 24 hours. 5 items on eBay and 1 on Amazon there. It is, what is today? It is Wednesday. I want to say December. It is Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. Third day of the new year. Sales are coming in. That's great. Not to mention that our store here is going to be opening very shortly, but that's another video. So I want to talk about these, share with you what's sold. There is this Elliott Smith CD, which came from a local buy on November, what is that, November 9th of last year. And this sold for $8 and change. Excuse me. I believe it's rock. Yeah. Elliott Smith, he died pretty young. I wasn't familiar with him, but I have a couple of CDs for sale. Well, this was one of the 2 for sale on Amazon, sold for $8 and change. Listed it fairly recently in November. So that was my one Amazon sale. My Amazon inventory is pretty low compared to eBay. My eBay inventory is around 2,200 and Amazon is probably less than 500 at this point. But I do keep adding new items to Amazon and things do come in, sales do come in for sure. So it's definitely worth it. I'm not focused on it as much as I am on eBay, or I should say I don't come across as many items that are worth selling on Amazon than I do items that are worth selling on eBay. That's kind of where I am with that. If I find a lot of stuff for Amazon, I'll definitely put it on there. And occasionally I do have some nice hauls where I'll get 10 books or whatever together and all at once from, whatever the source is, and I'll list them all. So I have a couple books right now that I need to list on Amazon at home. This is a VHS tape that's sold on eBay. It was listed for quite a long time, probably a couple of years. It doesn't say where it came from. My assumption is it was a donation, but it could have been it's unlikely that it was a Gaylord or a pallet of mixed media, as I probably would have written it on there. So it's probably a donation, but only sold for $7. Free shipping, unfortunately. But I'm just glad to get rid of this stuff that's been sitting for a long time. And I could toss it, but I just don't have the time currently to go through all of my old inventory. So I'm just letting it sell off and freeing up more space for better inventory. So that one sold. Here is a Will Durant, The Story of Civilization, or Oriental Heritage. This sold for $12.60, and it's a big book. Unfortunately, it's free shipping, so I won't make much money off of this, but it's a big one. So I'm glad that I was able to sell it and get it off the shelves. It doesn't say where it came from. This is from a series. I believe there's 6 or 7 in this complete series, so this is one of those. If you get the whole set, I have sold the whole set before. You can sell it for some decent money, especially if you have the dust jacket, and it's in pretty good shape. Those do sell well. And this one, if you're not familiar with it, it's many copies were apparently made, and this came from, originally it's 1935, so actually this is 1935, so from way back. And that's one, if you find the complete set, to look out for. Even without the dust jackets, if you have the whole set, you can sell it for a decent amount, but if you have the dust jackets, it'll sell for even more. I sold this. This is a donation that I got in February of last year. Strength and Hope Bible International Version. Still has the slip cover on there. This sold for $17 plus shipping. It's in really great shape. This came from a donation from a guy that was moving to a different state and had accumulated a lot of books that he was looking to get rid of. He was a seller. I'm not going to be able to do that right now. He was selling on Amazon, I believe only FBA, but he had like 5 or 6 boxes, hundreds of books that he just wanted to get rid of that he hadn't gotten around to listing, or he felt it wasn't worth doing FBA and he wasn't going to do merchant fulfilled. So he just needed to get rid of them, and he had seen my videos. So he contacted me. That's the long story, or short story, I guess. And this was one of those. There was some great stuff in there. I've sold many, many, many books through merchant fulfilled that I got from that guy. So it definitely helps to put yourself out there. You never know who's going to contact you. And there was some great stuff in there. And I also sold some items, some books on eBay as well. I've mentioned that the last 6 months or so as I've sold some items off. So that was a nice sale, $17. This one here is a CD from Gaylord of mixed media from September of 2022. I got 5 Gaylords, I believe it was. Still selling items off from there. From all of those Gaylords, I've sold about 325, 330 individual sales. Some of them were lots, some of them were individual items like a CD or a DVD or whatever it might be. So I've sold many items, hundreds of items from those, just to give you an example of, or give you the potential that you could have from a Gaylord or palette of mixed media. This one sold for $18 plus shipping. Chris Ladeau used to want to be a cowboy. And I don't know exactly when I listed this, but it's within the last 6 months based on where I had it stored. So maybe 4 to 6 months. So it did sell for a decent amount, $18. I had it originally listed for $30, but I was taking offers. And I'm running a promotion right now, 27% off. So that's sold with that promotion. And then this one is a cool sale because this one I found in a local thrift store back in October 11th of last year. So it's taken a little less than 3 months to sell. I bought it for $2. It sold for $21.89 plus shipping. It is an older book. Let's see, I'm not sure the year on this, but it is 5th Training Brigade, Fort Polk, Louisiana, United States Army Training Center, Infantry, Company A, 2nd Battalion. So drilling down further and further, this is a very specific book. If you come across these types of books, it's either from the 50s or 60s. They can sell pretty well. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure of the year. But it's got all kinds of photos from that specific battalion and the individuals and all the training and whatnot. So this type of stuff can do well. And, you know, bought it for $2, sold for $21, almost $22 plus shipping. So I'll make a nice tidy profit off that. Didn't take too long to sell. Those are the kind of items I love to see on the thrift store shelves to pick off and resell them for a decent profit. So that's what sold. And I definitely should make a whole video about this, but I do use promoted listings. Oh, sorry. That's a different one. What I meant is I do run promotions. I also do promoted listings, but I do run promotions where I'll take a percentage off. Like right now I'm doing 27% off for 2 weeks to see how much of some of this inventory I can sell. And what ends up happening is it just shows me that a lot of the items that I thought I could sell at a certain price was a little too high and they're not selling at that price, but someone sees it for, 27% off or, $5 off, whatever it may be, whatever the dollar percent or the dollar amount discount comes to, and then they're willing to buy it. So that's something to consider as I recommend running the promotions. It's easy to say, oh, price it where the market is, but it might look like that's where the market is, but it doesn't always sell for that amount. And again, it depends how quickly you want to sell things, what your profit margins are, so how much padding you have there. If you buy it for $1 or $2, even that one, $2, I don't want to sell it for $10, but I'm willing to sell it for 21. That's not bad. And it's been sitting for almost 3 months. And so it's time for it to move on. And there's, plenty of items I have that have been sitting for too long. I just need to run promotions. And that's kind of how it works for selling anything on eBay. But for books, books and media can move slowly sometimes. And you just need that extra nudge of running a promotion. It could be 10% off. It could be as much as I'm doing. It could be more. I'm also running a 55% off of older inventory. And a lot of that stuff still doesn't move, even with 55% off. But it's been sitting for years, and I'm trying to move it and get rid of it. Like this one sold from that, and this one did as well. So it's nice to move the old inventory, make space for new inventory. As an example, these are all books that I have listed on eBay, and I have freed off or cleared out the bottom shelf, and there's even more space now since I did that probably a month plus ago, or 4 to 6 weeks ago when I did that, when I moved everything up, and now I have even more space where I could probably clear off another good section of the other bookcase or bookshelf. My point being that as I sell this older stuff, I free up more space, and then these are all books too as well on eBay, I can slowly move these over. And as you can see, there's space there, there's some space here, space here, there, and there. And the same goes for over here. When I go over here and I find, and I see all of these books that are for sale on eBay, and I'm starting to slowly free up a lot of the space so that I can have another shelf to put newer inventory on, because I'm starting to fill up these shelves, which is the newer inventory I've listed in the last 3 or 4 months that hasn't sold yet. So always keep the promotion idea in your back pocket as a way to move older inventory, because there's nothing wrong with it as long as you can still make some profit. And even if you bought something for $2, you sell it for 15, you're making let's say, I don't know, $9, $10 off of it, so $8 profit roughly. You can still turn those $8 around and buy another 8 books, 4 books, whatever, or a really higher profit book for $8 and turn that into some more profit. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you next video. Take care.